been talking about the fact that we're getting close to the end of the business cycle. This is one of the longest in history. If we make it till June without a downturn, why we'll be setting a record of better than 120 months. I think we're at 115 or 116 months come February. So that's pretty much a record. But when we start getting to the end of the business cycle, you start to see things that are tells that we're coming to the end of it. Now, we're not talking about going into recession yet, but we're certainly in a slowdown. We forecast a slowdown. That is no longer a forecast. That is certainly fact. And there's a lot of tells that happen to that. We start talking about the fact that we saw autos, which is one of the big industries in the United States, starts to slow down. And of course, GM and Ford have laid off 25,000 workers and closed 7 plants. Harley Davidson comes out with their earnings and states that in fourth quarter 2018, they just broke even. They didn't earn a profit. Now, that's not so bad. But if it continues, they're going to start losing money, and that becomes really, really bad. We're also seeing, we've talked about the housing correction. It's fact, and that's confirmed by Pulte and D.R. Horton have come out with their earnings. And to no one's surprise, if you've been listening to this channel, is the fact that their earnings have dropped, and their forward guidance is for softening conditions. So their stock certainly got hurt, but it goes right along to forecasts is that we have a housing correction. We prepare for that. We're well aware of that, and we're starting to see consumer confidence. Now, this is another leg of the business cycle. When it starts to get to the end of the business cycle, you start to see this. We're starting to see consumer confidence soften. Of course, when consumer confidence starts to soften, people don't go out and buy. And we're starting to see that in the surveys, and we're starting to see in the jobs. People don't want to move around in a job because they don't feel very comfortable getting another one as good as what they have. So they're really starting to get conservative. And we're starting to see late stage events. Now, in 2008, of course, we had the Lehman Brothers debacle, and we just had PG&E, the utility out of California, is going to have probably one of the top bankruptcies in U.S. history. And I'm hearing that they may have as much as $50 billion in bonds that they're going to default on in debt. And of course, that's a really odd case is that they went from an investment grade. Just last year, PG&E was an investment grade bond to default. They skipped that downgrade. So that's another late stage event. And it's one of these events that really topples the economy. Now, I'm not saying we're going to topple into recession, but all of the tells are landing up on that side of the ledger. So what can you do about this? Well, you can certainly be aware, and you can talk to your friends and your neighbors to start getting conservative. If you want to start saving your money, you might want to start putting money into the savings account, start cutting bills. You know, maybe you don't need to go out to lunch so many times a week. Maybe you want to start cutting back on your coffees, start saving some money. Certainly want to pay off any of your debts. I would say to you, too, wash your own car, cut your own grass, clean your own pool, eat at home, watch your own kids. Start cutting some of the costs that you control so that you can save some money. Because I'm going to tell you, our housing model shows that we're still soft for another 10 to 15 months. But if everything goes as we think it will go, we think we'll have exceptionally higher prices from here. So if you do need a cash flow, we can deploy some of your capital now. We wouldn't deploy all of it. We'd want to hold some of it for opportunity, because I think we're going to have generational opportunities coming to us in less than a year. But you may want to deploy some of that so you can start earning a nice cash flow for yourself, supplement some of the income that you won't get in a declining economy. So if we can help in any way, let us know. We are extremely good at what we do. My best to you. Bye-bye.